In an instant, the seal emitted a bright, eerie glow. In the blink of an eye, not only did it condense again, but it was even more solid than it had been before, by at least 3 parts. Just as the abyssal beast's maw was about to open, Wang Lin's eyes turned crimson. With a low growl, he reached his right hand toward the sky and seized it with force. The stars themselves rumbled. A massive whip, tens of thousands of feet in length, appeared suddenly in the refined starry sky. Wang Lin grabbed it, and, with a flick of his wrist, the sound of cracking thunder rang through the heavens. The whip's length surged, quickly expanding to hundreds of thousands of feet. From afar, the length of the whip almost matched the abyssal beast's size. Under the swirling stars, this sight left an indelible impact on the mind. No sooner had the whip appeared than Wang Lin swung it with a fierce pull. A deafening roar reverberated through the heavens as the whip shot toward the abyssal beast. Kunji Whip. With a tremendous impact, the Kunji Whip struck the abyssal beast, causing a massive sound. The beast roared in anger, and the growl echoed within it. Its body trembled, and for a moment, a sign of its soul being drawn out appeared. But it fought back fiercely. Without hesitation, Wang Lin continued, the Kunji Whip seeming to embody his current madness. In a flash, 8 more lashes were delivered in quick succession, adding the previous strike that made 9 lashes in total. Golden light erupted from the Kunji Whip, and amid the thundering sound, the abyssal beast could not endure. Its eyes betrayed its fear, and its massive body trembled as its soul began to surface. However, the soul was barely a glimpse, like the tip of an iceberg. The abyssal beast, although terrified, knew the danger and struggled fiercely to pull its soul back. But Wang Lin would not let it succeed. He swung his right hand, sending booming sounds into the stars as the Kunji Whip vanished from view, moving at an incredible speed toward the abyssal beast. The 19th lash, the 30th, the 50th, all the way to the 99th lash. With the final 100th strike, the Kunji Whip's golden light blazed, and with a powerful crack, its head collapsed. As the whip shattered a few yards in, the golden light exploded outward, resembling a second sun from a distance. Beneath this golden light, the abyssal beast's body was entirely obscured. It could no longer resist, and its soul, a roaring force, fully detached and drifted into the stars. The abyssal soul, a monstrous maw capable of devouring heaven and earth, began to appear. Before it could fully open, Wang Lin stepped forward and, with a flicker of his brow, 7 ancient star points spun rapidly and shot forward into the soul's maw. The 7 stars pierced through the abyssal soul's mouth like a spear, guided by the single bright star that remained, leading them directly inside. In that instant, the soul seal inside the abyssal soul transformed. It went from a single bright star to the full 7 stars again, shining brightly. The soul seal was complete once more. But it wasn't over. Within the 3 seals, only the final blood and flesh seal remained. Wang Lin pressed his right hand onto the abyssal soul, and with a roar, it was instantly sealed back inside the abyssal beast's body. At the same time, Wang Lin's body descended, and using the remaining power of refining 8 million miles of starry sky, he reached the beast's tightly shut mouth just before it opened. With a fierce grip, his arms bulged with divine power as the force of ancient gods surged through his limbs. With a powerful tear, the abyssal beast's internal barrier, normally only opened by the beast itself, was torn apart by Wang Lin. As it did, a roar that had been building inside the beast erupted from the small opening in its mouth, slamming into Wang Lin. The force blew Wang Lin's long hair, as if an infinite force was pushing him back. But Wang Lin did not retreat an inch. As he tore open the abyssal beast's massive mouth, he lifted it with all his might. His hands quickly withdrew, unleashing countless seals. Each seal contained the power of ancient Tao, creating a storm of restrictions that surged into the beast's gaping mouth. The restrictions poured into its body, attacking its organs, blood vessels, bones, and all the flesh within. Countless restrictions flooded into the abyssal beast's body, and after just a few moments, the beast was completely sealed. Having completed everything, Wang Lin stepped back 100 paces, his face slightly flushed. All of this had transpired in the blink of an eye, and even he felt the burden of it. Now, standing at a distance, he coldly gazed at the abyssal beast, which had been fully sealed by the 3 seals. Today, on this auspicious day, I, Wang Lin of the 7 Stars ancient god lineage, with the Daogu inheritance, hereby seal you as my life-bound beast. Abyssal, accept the seal. Wang Lin raised his right hand and pointed fiercely at the abyssal beast. The Netherworld beast's body trembled violently, and the flesh seal within its body, the seals on the exterior, and the soul seal all activated simultaneously. It transformed into a dark glow that rapidly flickered around its body. The struggle in its eyes slowly faded away, replaced by a growing sense of tranquility. Half a stick of incense later, the Netherworld beast ceased struggling entirely. It silently floated in place, lowering its head towards Wang Lin. A feeling of bloodline connection slowly began to emerge in Wang Lin's heart. It was an indescribable sensation, as if the Netherworld beast had become a part of Wang Lin's life. In that very instant, a vast vitality, carrying the ancient breath of eternity, surged into Wang Lin's mind and soul in a special way from the Netherworld beast's body. It was as if he had become the Netherworld beast at that moment. All of its memories flooded into Wang Lin's mind, and at the same moment, a sound like a booming heartbeat resonated from Wang Lin's body. His colossal, ancient, godlike body rapidly expanded. The vitality within the Netherworld beast's body was immense, and it surged into Wang Lin's body, causing him to swell further. He expanded to a height of 1,000, then 1,500, 2,000, 3,000, all the way to 6,000 zhang, before gradually stopping. His 6,000 zhang ancient godlike body stood tall in the starry sky, resembling an ancient giant from the primordial era. He clenched his massive fist, raising it in front of him. The ancient god power within him surged rapidly. Amidst the vitality, an overwhelming confidence filled his entire being. No wonder it's written in 2C's memory that only with one's life-bound beast and the birth of the moon-gazing beast can one become a true ancient god. Right now, though I don't yet have the moon-gazing beast, just this life-bound beast has already brought my body to such a state. Wang Lin's gaze flickered as his 6,000 zhang form slowly shrank. With a series of booming sounds, in an instant, his body returned to the size of an ordinary cultivator. However, his appearance had changed greatly. Still white-haired, though Wang Lin appeared young before, now he looked much younger. There was also a faint, ethereal mist around his body. To everyone but third-step cultivators, it seemed as if Wang Lin no longer had a solid body, his form like a hazy spirit. He raised his eyes, looking at the Netherworld beast ahead. At this moment, he already knew all of the beast's memories. Most of its life had been spent in slumber, and its memories were chaotic, as if in a daze. Especially the memories of its birth, which were a tangled mess. It didn't even know how it was born. The only clear memories were those from hundreds of years ago, during the events of the Rainbow Realm. After a moment of contemplation, Wang Lin sent a divine thought, causing the Netherworld beast's eyelids to flip. Its sharp gaze pierced through the air, and it slowly opened its mouth, almost like a burp. It spat out the spirit Agile Sage, who was immediately ejected, appearing disoriented and shocked. Following this, Zhou and Ancient Breath Leaf were spat out one by one. Finally, the enormous moon-gazing beast was also ejected from the Netherworld beast's mouth, like a giant black hole. With a loud rumble, the enormous body of the moon-gazing beast was rapidly expelled, expanding back to its original size. Wang Lin collected Zhou and Spirit Agile Sage into the Celestial Emperor Furnace, then retrieved the ancient God Star Mark and everything else. Standing before the Netherworld beast, he furrowed his brow. This Netherworld beast's memories are disordered. It seems that when it devoured the Rainbow Realm, it exerted too much force, breaking some barriers and absorbing something it shouldn't have. But this is strange. How could it possibly have absorbed a Dao fruit? Wang Lin pondered, utterly perplexed. In silence, he raised his right hand and pressed it on the Netherworld beast's body. The Netherworld beast trembled. Radiant multicolored beams of light shot out from its mouth. As its jaw slowly opened, a large orange fruit, about several dozen zhang in size, floated out. A Dao fruit. The scent of Dao intent filled the air as the Dao fruit appeared, and Wang Lin's eyes gradually brightened as he fixed his gaze on it. I've been struggling with the realms of cause and effect, life and death, and truth and illusion for a long time, hoping to achieve the origin of all three, but it's extremely difficult. These three realms are all Dao intent. If I had several Dao fruits like this, perhaps they could help me achieve perfection in all three of my primordial sources. Wang Lin raised his right hand and waved it forward, instantly collecting the orange Dao fruit. With the Dao fruit gone, the sharpness in the Netherworld beast's eyes faded. It slowly grew dazed, staring blankly at Wang Lin, lost in thought. Its current state was no different from when it had gazed at the cracks of the Rainbow Realm in the Mist Star domain. Its mind was once again muddled. However, having absorbed the Dao fruit, its intelligence had grown, and though it was still dazed, it was far more aware than before. The pitiful soul, still trapped inside this Netherworld beast's inner realm, wondered what fate had befallen it. Wang Lin had no time to bother with this unfamiliar figure. Forming a hand seal with his right hand, he pointed toward the Netherworld beast. The creature's body immediately turned ethereal, transforming into a streak of ghostly light that shot straight toward Wang Lin. It fused with the second star mark between Wang Lin's brows and vanished without a trace. He looked into the distance, toward the Luotian star domain. All four matters he had come here to resolve were now complete. In resolving those tangled strands of karma, he had also seen some old acquaintances from the past. With nothing more on his mind, Wang Lin sighed softly and walked away into the distance. Within the Netherworld beast's body, inside the divine ability realm, there stretched a boundless world, vast or compact at will. At this moment, it was shrouded in chaos, resembling a starry void. In that void, a bewildered and disheveled cultivator wandered. He had been searching for an exit from this world for centuries. That ferocious beast really had patience, waited for this old Taoist for hundreds of years. But in the end, even I couldn't endure it any longer. Left all the same. But after the collapse of the Rainbow Realm, just where the hell is this place? There was a deep confusion in the cultivator's eyes. He had pondered that very question for centuries without an answer. Damn it, what star domain is this? I haven't encountered a single living soul in all these years. Could this be some sort of spatial rift? I don't believe it. I will find a way out. The old Taoist kept encouraging himself, clinging to hope so he wouldn't crumble from the aimless search that had consumed centuries. Gritting his teeth, he rushed forward again. In the Luotian star domain, there was a blood-red cultivation star. Amid the vast sea of stars, it radiated a crimson light that soared into the heavens, shrouding the surroundings. Even with eyes closed, one could still feel the thick, iron-like scent of blood near that star. Wang Lin's figure appeared outside this blood star in a ripple of warped space. Staring at it, Wang Lin raised his right hand and waved. A storage dimension emerged, and from within, the ancient demon inside the blood god's body materialized. Wang Lin seized it by the throat. Speak. What's the secret? I'll talk, but you have to promise to let me go. The ancient demon's face twisted with fear and desperation. If the secret is useful to me, I'll grant you a sliver of life, Wang Lin said coolly. A sliver won't do. If you won't let me go, I'd rather die than tell you. Even if you try to search my soul, it won't work. I'm of the ancient demon race. We have our ways of resisting. Despite its fear, the demon gritted its teeth and snarled. Wang Lin stared coldly at the ancient demon in his grasp, saying nothing. But under that gaze, the demon grew increasingly terrified. Forget it, then, Wang Lin said after a long silence. He raised his hand, as if to toss the demon back into the storage dimension. I'll talk. I'll talk. The demon shrieked in terror, voice sharp with panic. But you have to swear not to deceive me. You must give me that sliver of life. Wang Lin frowned, clearly impatient. Seeing this, the demon's heart sank. No longer daring to bargain, it quickly blurted out. There's a hidden spatial rift inside this blood star. Only I can open it. There's an altar there, a relic of the ancient immortal world. With immense fortune, one can comprehend the three-life art upon it. Succeed, and you'll have 3 lives. Open it, Wang Lin ordered, flicking his hand. The ancient demon was immediately freed, but dared not flee or resist. It hurried toward the blood star. Wang Lin, face emotionless, followed close behind. With a flash of cold light in his eyes that vanished as quickly as it came, the demon approached the star. Forming hand seals, it pointed toward the blood star. The entire star trembled with a deafening rumble. Under the violent shaking of its surface, a massive fissure tore open with a grinding crack. The rift split the blood star from end to end. As it continued to stretch and widen, it was as if an invisible sword had cleaved the star in two. Under Wang Lin's gaze, the enormous star split cleanly down the middle into two hemispheres. Between them, strands of blood linked the halves into a web-like mass. Even one's vision was distorted by those threads. Deep within that dense bloodlight, a space rift the size of 10 zhang faintly shimmered. It resembled a gaping maw, its edges sealed with numerous restrictions to prevent it from closing. Standing outside the divided blood star, the ancient demon respectfully bowed, still visibly fearful. In a low voice, it said, "This is it. These blood threads carry the Yao family's bloodline, along with my own innate demon qi. Without me leading the way, no one can enter. And this rift is fragile, force entry, and it collapses. Lead the way," Wang Lin said, sweeping his eyes over the strands of blood. The ancient demon nodded hastily and moved forward with extreme caution. As it approached, the blood thread seemed to sense its presence and slowly drew back, opening a path. Wang Lin followed closely behind. Step by step, they advanced. The ancient demon was feeling very anxious at this moment. He knew that whether he could escape or not depended entirely on this one chance. As he moved forward, the blood-colored threads gradually parted in front of him, leading him to the Tinjiang rift. Here, his tension had reached its peak, but his face betrayed none of it. "This is the place. The altar is inside." The ancient demon stopped outside the rift, speaking softly. He was waiting for the other party to either enter alone, allow him to enter, or even enter with him. There was also the possibility that one of his subordinates might be sent in. No matter which choice was made, as long as someone entered the rift, he was confident he could escape. The tension in his mind was being suppressed violently. At this critical moment, he couldn't afford to show any flaws. "You're nervous," Wang Lin said, his gaze fixed on the Tinjiang rift. He could faintly make out what seemed to be an altar amidst blood-colored water within. His voice was slow and calm. The ancient demon's mind jolted. He forced a smile, but was almost struck dumb by Wang Lin's next words, terrified to the point of nearly losing his soul. "The altar from the Sealing Annihilation clan, lost for many years, seems to be quite different from this one." Wang Lin withdrew his gaze, looking at the ancient demon with a half-smile. You. The ancient demon's eyes were wide with disbelief, his mind roaring. He never expected that the other party already knew about this. "My patience is limited. I promise to leave you a thread of life, and I will not go back on my word. I will give you one last chance. Bring out the real altar." Wang Lin looked at the ancient demon calmly. The more serene he appeared, the more terrifying and mysterious he seemed in the ancient demon's eyes. "How much does he know?" The ancient demon's heart trembled. He couldn't see through Wang Lin's thoughts, but those last words sent a wave of dread through him. "I'll give you 3 breaths of time." 1, 2, Wang Lin spoke slowly. "It's inside this rift, but not the one you see. If you don't believe me, I can bring it to you, or we can go in together." The ancient demon's eyes revealed despair. It was as if everything had been seen through by the other party. Having lost all resistance, his expression was filled with bitterness. "You go in," Wang Lin said calmly, his voice gradually carrying a hint of coldness. The ancient demon's heart trembled. Slowly, he walked toward the rift. Just as he was about to step into it, he caught a glimpse of a flash of mockery in Wang Lin's eyes. "Why is he so confident? Does he dare to let me step in? Could it be that he has placed a seal in my body without me knowing? Once I step into this rift, he'll activate the seal and kill me before I can even escape." Outside the rift, a single step seemed like an endless distance to the ancient demon. His right foot was already raised, just waiting to fall so that he could enter the rift, but he hesitated. All these thoughts flashed through his mind in an instant. The ancient demon looked at the rift in front of him. After struggling internally, he suppressed his hesitation and was about to let his right foot fall. But just then, a sigh reached his ears, causing his mind to break. He dared not gamble. If he won, life and death would be uncertain. If he lost, he would die without a doubt. If he didn't gamble, there was still a glimmer of life. In his true bitterness, the ancient demon slowly withdrew his right foot. Taking a few steps back, he raised his hand and grabbed at the rift. Suddenly, the rift trembled. The altar inside collapsed with a roar, and from the ruins, a blood-colored pavilion quickly flew out and shot out of the rift. At the same time, the rift closed up rapidly, vanishing without a trace. The Sealing Annihilation clan has 3 altars, each contained in one of 3 blood pavilions. There's only one here, the other 2 are missing. I hope you will keep your promise and give me a thread of life. The ancient demon bitterly smiled and shut his eyes. He didn't know how much the other party knew, but at the final moment, he still didn't have the courage to gamble. Wang Lin waved his right hand, sealing the ancient demon into his storage dimension. His gaze fell on the blood pavilion. This object, he had won too. After a moment of silence, Wang Lin stored the blood pavilion and took a step back, disappearing into the starry sky. His mind was sharp as a demon's. Though the ancient demon was cunning, Wang Lin, while not knowing the exact scheme, had turned his words and expressions into a battle of wits. In this battle, the ancient demon had clearly lost. At the end of the Luotian star domain, where it connected with the Cloud Sea star domain, Wang Lin's figure shifted, his gaze sweeping over the open space where the boundary between Luotian and Cloud Sea had disappeared. Water Pathmaster. The grudge of years past. Today I, Wang, come to claim your soul. In the outer realm, the ancient star of antiquity. The order from the Council of Elders spread throughout the star domain, reaching every clan and every soul in the outer realm. By the will of the ancient immortal domain, tens of thousands of years have passed, and the sealing force has awakened once more. The third battle for the sealing boundary begins. From this day forth, all ancient clans are commanded by the Council of Elders. The clans will rise, blood will be shed across the sealing boundary, and the ancient world within will fall. Around him, there were also 4 other peaks. If one looked down from above, they would see that these 5 peaks resembled 5 fingers, occupying most of the vastness of this cultivation star, soaring straight into the heavens. Like the hand of a giant, it seemed as though it could stretch out from this cultivation star to crush the heavens and earth. Looking up at the sky, Water Pathmaster's expression was extremely grim, with a trace of unease lingering. When he first sensed Wang Lin's aura earlier, an ominous feeling had already stirred in his heart. The few strands of Wang Lin's primordial energy from back then had left a huge impact on him. Now that he knew the other had returned, his shock was immense. What unsettled him even more were the auras of the spirit Agile Sage and Zhou Jin. Although he didn't know the truth, he had an unsettling suspicion. But this guess was so shocking that even he himself didn't dare to believe it, unwilling to accept it. Damn it, this person is truly blessed. I had informed the mystic Tone Dao Venerable from beyond the realm about his whereabouts, and yet he still managed to come back alive. Water Pathmaster's expression twisted with rage. In silence, his right hand formed a seal and swept forward. Instantly, the world changed color, the winds and clouds began to swirl, and a trace of mist appeared. In front of Water Pathmaster, it transformed into 3 mist cranes. The 3 mist cranes were full of spirit. Upon their appearance, a terrifying roar echoed across the cultivation star, their wings flapping, circling in front of Water Pathmaster. Staring at the 3 mist cranes, Water Pathmaster ground his teeth, spitting out a mouthful of blood which split into 3 parts, heading straight for the 3 mist cranes. Upon contact, they merged, each flying off toward a different direction. The crane calls shook the heavens, and their cries tore apart the world as they merged into the starry sky, vanishing without a trace. Watching where the cranes disappeared, Water Pathmaster remained silent for a moment before still feeling uneasy. He raised his right hand and reached into the void, pulling out a strand of mist that transformed into 7 jade slips, floating in front of him. Grabbing one of the jade slips, Water Pathmaster's eyes revealed a murderous gleam. By the command of the first elder of my divine sect, summon the cultivators in the Cloud Sea to prepare for battle, and deploy the 9 Annihilation Heavenly Array outside the gates of my divine sect. He flung the jade slip, and it vanished into the sky. Grabbing the second jade slip, Water Pathmaster's face twisted with malice as his divine sense spread. By the command of the divine sect, the 7th level subsect is to immediately go to the Origin Reunion sect, capture everyone there, and bring them to the divine sect. Once I seal their fate, the entire sect shall be executed, not a single person spared. With a burst of killing intent, the second jade slip sped off and disappeared into the void. Without hesitation, Water Pathmaster took the third jade slip in his hand. Mu Bingmei, I will help you heal, restore your cultivation, and help you advance several steps. You owe me a great debt, and now it is time to repay it. I want you to immediately swallow that pill, leave your secluded cultivation, and assist me. With a flick of his hand, the third jade slip vanished into the air, shattering as it left. Skybreaker Sect's Sect Master, by my command, come to the divine sect immediately. I shall grant you death in front of me. If you do not come, I will annihilate your sect. The fourth jade slip fused into the heavens. Tai Aluo, as the Beast Emperor, you have already taken human form. You were sealed countless years ago. I, Water Pathmaster, can lift the boundary sealing sovereign seal and let you return to your homeland. But first, you must kill someone. The fifth jade slip shattered with Water Pathmaster's intent, merging into the void. After issuing 5 sealing orders, the uneasy feeling in Water Pathmaster's heart was somewhat relieved, though still not completely. He grabbed the 6th jade slip, pausing for a moment before a murderous glint flashed in his eyes. Cloud Sea, Zeohe, Alliance, Luotian, I, Water Pathmaster of the Divine Sect, once served under the boundary sealing sovereign as a disciple. For tens of thousands of years, I have guarded the divine sect. I earned great merit in the second war with the forces beyond the realm. Today, I received definite news that a cultivator named Wang Lin, once from the Alliance Star Domain, is one of the sovereign's chess pieces from beyond the realm. This person has concealed himself deeply, even obtaining the heavenly defying treasure brought back from the ancient immortal domain. With this treasure, he bewitched the demon sect, but it could not escape my notice. He has returned from beyond the realm, intending to disrupt my boundary sealing. He was a spy before the ancient star army's invasion. Today, by my master's decree, I issue the boundary sealing order, calling upon all cultivators within the realm to hunt him down. Anyone who kills him will gain the heavenly defying treasure. Anyone who kills him will be a hero in this realm. Anyone who kills him will be the sect master of my divine sect. Anyone who kills him, I, Water Pathmaster, will serve them as a slave for 1,000 years. With a twisted expression, Water Pathmaster thrust his right hand forward, sending the jade slip with his fierce intent flying out, disappearing into the starry sky. Try to kill me, you little bastard. Let's see how you do it. Water Pathmaster picked up the 7th jade slip, his face a mask of malice as he transmitted his final divine intent. Ancient Immortal, my master's fragmented memories show that an invasion from beyond the realm is imminent. However, my boundary sealing power is insufficient, and I fear it may not hold. In this moment of crisis, I beg the Ancient Immortal to descend. Holding the 7th jade slip, Water Pathmaster spat out a mouthful of blood. With his right hand, he waved the jade slip, merging the blood into it, transforming it into a blood-colored rune. After the jade slip appeared with runes, it immediately emitted waves of blood light, which shot directly into the sky. In a flash of the blood light, the entire sky was instantly enveloped in a blood-red hue. Even the earth was covered, turning into a blood-colored landscape. Faintly, a gigantic whirlpool appeared in the blood-colored sky, spinning with a thunderous roar, as if leading to another world. Water Pathmaster rose and knelt there, raising his right hand, which grasped the air. In an instant, a storage space appeared before him. A flash of light, and a turtle shell materialized in his hand. The turtle shell exuded an ancient aura, and faintly, an intense immortal energy seemed to pervade from it. This shell represents my identity. I am the disciple of the Sealing Venerable. Please, Ancient Immortal, descend and grant me your treasures. Water Pathmaster raised the turtle shell high and prostrated himself on the ground. Roars echoed from the blood-red sky, and slowly, a gaze descended from the whirlpool, focusing on the turtle shell held by Water Pathmaster. Immortal cultivator of the lower realm, this turtle shell is indeed a token of sealing venerable. In response to your request, I shall bestow upon you a treasure. With this treasure, integrate it into the sealing grand array, and it will delay the invasion from the outer realm by 100 years. 100 years is enough for my ancient allies to awaken and ensure no further threats. As these authoritative words echoed from the rotating whirlpool in the blood-red sky, a treasure began to descend. It gleamed with golden light. It was a bell, an ornate golden bell. As it descended, the sound of a crisp ding-ding rang out, spreading across the heavens and earth. Remember, you must fuse this with the sealing grand array. The 100 years of delay are critical. After 100 years, no further assistance will come from the Ancient Ones, and the realm will be sealed forever. The bell slowly descended above Water Pathmaster's head. As he looked up, the golden, agile bell appeared before him. His eyes sparkled with joy as he extended his right hand to seize the bell. In his mind, a loud hum sounded, and he felt a connection with the bell. The blood-red sky gradually faded, returning to normal. Water Pathmaster, his lips curling into a sinister smile, stood up, muttering to himself with a twisted expression. The old fool's relic is indeed useful. With this treasure bestowed by the ancient immortal domain, let's see how Wang Lin can kill me. After I kill Wang Lin, with this bell, I will gain great merits. Then, the Palm Sovereign will surely grant me endless devotion. As for merging the bell with the sealing grand array to delay the outer realm's invasion, Water Pathmaster had no intention of doing that. In the Xun'er star domain, within a vast swirling vortex in the starry sky, an ancient danger awaited. This vortex had always existed, a perilous region in Xun'er where cultivators who ventured too close were sucked dry of all their primordial energy and trapped within. In the depths of this vortex was a cultivation star, a small, black sphere of rock. The star was covered in thick, swampy mud, with poisonous gas permeating the air. The entire star was a wasteland of sludge, and within its deepest recesses, an elderly man in a black robe sat cross-legged amidst the endless muck. The old man's face was ghastly, covered with festering sores and toxic wounds. As he meditated, dark energy seeped from the surrounding sludge and entered his body through his 7 orifices. Suddenly, the old man opened his eyes, exuding an air of cold indifference. As his eyes blinked, a wisp of mist appeared in the surrounding sludge, materializing into a cloud crane. Jodo of Xun'er, I offer a 6th grade Tao spirit in exchange for your help in taking action. Water Pathmaster's voice echoed from within the cloud crane, resounding within the cultivation star. The old man's gaze flickered, and he raised his hand to catch the cloud crane. His eyes narrowed as he pondered. Water Pathmaster is known to be stingy. For him to offer a 6th grade Tao spirit in exchange for my assistance, it must mean he's facing a formidable foe. Fine, I'll assist him this once. In the Xun'er star domain, within a half-abandoned cultivation star, inside an earthly city, there was a pawn shop. The owner, a mild-mannered middle-aged man, was well known in the city. Despite his gentle appearance, he was notorious for being extremely calculating. One day, he sat inside his pawn shop, holding a jade pendant in his hand. He would glance up from time to time, observing those who came to pawn their items. This jade, it's not of good quality. The middle-aged man muttered, his eyes rolling. This is... The person who had come to pawn it began, but before he could finish, the middle-aged man suddenly shifted his gaze toward the door. 10 taels of silver. His eyes flashed, and he handed the silver to the surprised customer. After the customer left, he raised his hand and pointed forward. Suddenly, a cloud crane materialized before him. Jodo of Xun'er, I am willing to offer you the sealing venerable spirit stabilization art in exchange for your help once more. Water Pathmaster's voice echoed in the middle-aged man's mind. The man's eyes lit up as he stroked his chin, deep in thought. Spirit stabilization art. Interesting, very interesting. I'm still holding on, just took another painkiller. This headache is driving me crazy. I've written so much these past few days. The ghost sect is mysterious within the sea of clouds, shrouded in mist, rarely seeing any disciples venture outside. At this very moment, an elder sits cross-legged in a closed meditation cave at the entrance of the sect. The elder, dressed in green robes, has a grim expression, surrounded by countless ghostly flames. Under the dim light of these eerie flames, his appearance exudes an aura of foreboding and death. While in meditation, the elder suddenly opens his eyes and looks ahead. Before him, a wisp of cloud smoke materializes, transforming into a cloud crane, which gracefully manifests in front of him. Great void of the ghost sect, I offer 500 million Enyang disciples to the demon sage in exchange for your demon sage's intervention. At the same time, the 6 jade slips of the water Pathmaster, sealing a decree, stir up a tremendous storm within this realm. Across the 4 great star domains, all the mighty cultivators who are preparing for battle receive the thought transmissions from the jade slips. The name Wang Lin, whether familiar or newly heard, spread like wildfire throughout the realm. Heaven-defying has returned. Such an event is enough to drive anyone in the know into madness. This move is ruthless. At this critical moment in the preparations for war, Water Pathmaster has shaken the morale of the army. Who can continue to prepare for battle now? The majority of people, although unaware of the heaven-defying, were stirred by the 4 conditions set forth by Water Pathmaster. Those conditions were enough to make every cultivator's heart waver. Moreover, Water Pathmaster's words contained a sense of righteousness. Wang Lin is a spy, a dog of the outer realms. His death is the duty of a hero. Furthermore, in the divine thought within the jade slips, there is an image of Wang Lin's appearance. Though it's still from hundreds of years ago, it's enough for people to recognize him. Only a few are familiar with Wang Lin, and the disbelief of the few is insignificant in the face of such overwhelming momentum. In the Zheohe star domain, on a cultivation star imbued with abundant spiritual energy, atop a cloud-shrouded mountain peak, sits a woman in purple robes. Her body is ethereal, her appearance unclear, and her long green hair cascades to her waist, spilling down as she meditates. She had originally kept her eyes closed, but now, she slowly opens them, her gaze resembling starlight, filled with a hazy allure. Wang Lin, the Palm Sovereign's pawn. In the Zheohe star domain, in the starry sky, a young man dressed in green robes lazily strolls, yawning as he mutters to himself. Master Ma said such things are here in Zheohe, but where exactly? Just then, the young man's expression shifts. It seems he senses something, a strange look appearing on his face. This Wang Lin is that little guy from years ago. Interesting, very interesting. In the Alliance star domain, within the sealed rain immortal realm, Qing Lin, who has been healing in seclusion, opens his eyes. After a moment of silence, he recalls every encounter with Wang Lin. After a long while, a cold light flashes in his eyes. His right hand raises and grasps forward. Immediately, the entire rain immortal realm trembles as raindrops spread out, rushing toward Qing Lin's meditation area. They finally converge in his hand, forming a token made entirely of rainwater. This scene disrupts Situ Nan, who, upon opening his eyes, appears to have heard something. His expression changes immediately, fury filling his face. Damn it! Which bastard dares say my brother is a spy? Heaven-defying was given to him by me. So if that's the case, I must be a spy too. I won't let this bastard go. Situ Nan roars as he leaps to his feet. Sit down, I'll handle it. And that Water Pathmaster isn't some bastard. He's your Grandmaster's servant. Qing Lin's gaze sweeps over Situ Nan, commanding him to sit. Situ Nan glares at Qing Lin, unfazed by his words, and sneers. You're my master, but he's my brother. I know everything about him, from his cultivation days till now. He saved you and woke you up, and you still don't trust him. It's not that I don't trust him. It's that the Palm's sovereign. Qing Lin's expression becomes complex. After a moment of silence, he raises his hand and clenches the rainwater token. A divine thought spreads. Wang Lin is a disciple of this immortal emperor. Who dares harm him? This divine thought spreads beyond the rain immortal realm, engulfing the entire alliance, eventually expanding to all directions. In the valley where the red-robed man is located in the Sea of Clouds, Lu Fuzi is also present, respectfully standing alongside the demon sect master and others. After hearing Lu Fuzi's words, the red-robed man's expression remains calm, but his eyes begin to gleam with cold light. Good, a rainbow realm. Good, the Palm Sovereign. But at that moment, everyone in the valley hears the divine thought transmitted from the divine sect, spread across the realm by Jade Slips. Impossible. Wang Lin can never be the Palm Sovereign's pawn. Back then, the Boundary Sealing Sovereign explicitly said that Wang Lin should lead the resistance against the outer invasion. Lu Fuzi and the demon sect master's faces turn pale simultaneously. The red-robed man's eyes grow colder, a faint smile curling on his lips. I, Red Fur Master, once pitted his cultivation, not wanting to destroy it at this time. But since he seeks death, the red-robed man looks up, his cold light gradually replaced by admiration. Since this little fellow has chosen his path, let's see how the Boundary Sealing Sovereign views him. After all, this is their family matter. Within the Cloud Sea's 7th-level star domain, the factions of the Divine Sect's branches surged forth with great force, hundreds of cultivators heading straight for the Origin Reunion sect, which had remained calm for hundreds of years. The power of the Origin Reunion sect was utterly incapable of resisting. In just a moment, all of its cultivators were subdued, their cultivation sealed, and they were swiftly transported via the teleportation array to the 9th-level Divine Sect. With a single command from the Divine Sect, these branch disciples would take the lives of everyone in the Origin Reunion sect. Lu Yanfei was among them, but remained silent, calm, and composed. She had suspected this day would come long ago and had known it might happen. However, she had no regrets. This wasn't just her. The entire Origin Reunion sect felt the same. Without Lu Zhihao, or perhaps more accurately, without Wang Lin, there would be no Origin Reunion sect as it is today. Within the Skybreaker sect, the sect master, dragging his aged body, cast a complex glance at the Skybreaker sect before sighing deeply. His expression gradually softened, and he set off toward the Divine Sect. Within the Divine Sect, inside the secluded formation of Mu Bingmei, she opened her eyes, paused in silence for a moment, and flipped her jade hand, summoning a pill. This pill had been given to her by Pathmaster hundreds of years ago, with the promise that it would help her restore her cultivation, but at a cost. The cost was that, when the time came, she must take the pill. Mu Bingmei had always honored her promises. She stared at the pill for a long, long time. As the Divine Sect's command was issued, cultivators from all over the Cloud Sea rushed toward the Divine Sect. Some of them opened the teleportation portals, and in just a short time, the mist outside the Divine Sect was filled with tens of thousands of cultivators. These tens of thousands came from different sects, and once gathered, they quickly began to form the 9 Annihilation Heavenly Array, intending to resist the Outer Realm. In the Cloud Sea star domain, Wang Lin moved forward, his eyes filled with coldness. He didn't know the specifics of Pathmaster's actions, but the 6th Jade Slip's divine sense had been clearly felt by him. As he silently advanced, the murderous intent accumulating within Wang Lin grew stronger. With every step he took, his murderous intent almost became solid, forming a frost that spread outward. This frost, initially only covering 1,000 zhang radius, soon made the surrounding star mist crackle with the sound of ice forming, turning into frozen mist. Kill Pathmaster, and then my ears will be at peace. Wang Lin's expression grew colder with each step, but beneath this calm exterior, a storm of unimaginable proportions was brewing. Pathmaster had to die? Wang Lin had no intention of turning him into a slave. Some people simply weren't worthy of being enslaved. They only deserved death. The scenes from years ago, the sacrifices Li Qianmei made, Pathmaster was the root cause of it all. Had it not been for Pathmaster's attempt to control Wang Lin with the heaven-defying will, none of this would have happened. The murderous aura emanating from Wang Lin grew into a terrifying wave, and the 1,000 zhang frost quickly expanded, reaching a terrifying 10,000 zhang radius. Every misty cloud nearby was violently frozen. From a distance, Wang Lin's path seemed to lead through an icebound world. Within him, There was no water origin, and thus no true cold frost could form. But what he did possess was a killing heart, a thirst for revenge, and a life governed by the principle of, if others don't harm me, I won't harm them, but if they harm me, they must die. Just like the 9 drops of blood formed before Lu Fuzi, those 9 drops contained Wang Lin's life's principles. He wasn't a righteous gentleman, nor was he a shameless villain. He wasn't an upright man, nor was he sneaky and despicable. He was Wang Lin, and all he sought in life was a heart free from regret. If anyone dared to defile this heart, they would die. 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 With each step forward, the frost expanded further. In his path, the sky itself froze. Wang Lin advanced swiftly, heading toward the heart of the Cloud Sea Star Domain, the 9th-level divine sect. As he moved, the murderous intent within him began to change in an unusual way. It was an imperceptible shift, one that no one could fully understand, but somehow, the culmination of his life's killing seemed to give birth to a faint aura of origin. The slaughter origin. Everything in the world could be turned into origin, but the slaughter origin was exceedingly rare. It didn't mean that the more killings one performed, the more likely it would appear. Its strange transformation, even now, remains beyond understanding. Wang Lin's speed increased, and as the sounds of cracking ice continued, he made his way deeper into the Cloud Sea, entering the 9th-level domain. With a single step, the 9th-level mist domain roared, and the mist instantly turned to ice. In that moment, Wang Lin's figure appeared before the divine sect. Water Pathmaster. His cold voice rang out, shaking the heavens, and thundered across the Cloud Sea. You colluded with the outer realm, betrayed your master for fame. Back then, the Sealing Venerable spared your life, but now, with the Sealing Venerable's power behind me, I shall kill you on his behalf. Wang Lin's words carried the weight of the heavens, shaking everything around him. This battle had caught the attention of countless people. This battle, countless divine abilities and divine senses enveloped the scene, with powerful beings' spiritual wills descending. This battle was the one where Wang Lin rose to fame within the realm.